Boys and girls, welcome to the 13 Nights of Horror!
Hello and welcome, I am TJ Washuk.
And I am Evan O'Neill.
And today we will be discussing 2008's The Strangers.
Man, what a suspenseful movie.
Yes, so it's been out for a while now. Like we were talking earlier before our camera got messed up, that it's a 10-year-old movie, so a lot of people that are around our age really love this movie or really enjoyed this movie when it came out.
Yeah, based on true events, it's a story of a man and woman who are staying at a vacation home, and they get a visit from some strangers, some dangerous strangers.
Yeah, and online it says that this is considered a slasher film. However, towards the end is when people start dying. There wasn't much slashing.
But, I think it's considered a slasher because of how dark it is as far as the lighting goes. It seems to have been almost filmed entirely in the wee hours of the morning. There's almost no ambient lighting other than what seems to be natural lighting from lights from a fireplace, from whatever. So there seems to be very little production lighting going on.
Yeah, when the movie first starts out and they get into their vacation or summer home after the wedding reception, they go inside the house and there's no lights on, so it's pitch dark. Which I thought was kind of funny. You would think that right away you would turn on some lights when you get into a house.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. I really enjoyed the lighting as they were in the vehicle at the very, very beginning. And just about the only lighting that you can see is from a street lamp and light that they're stopped at. I enjoy stuff like that, little nuances like that.
Yeah, this movie was very jump scare in a way, but they relied heavily on the music soundtrack as well as the sound from the people that were attacking them.
Yeah, there's a lot of footsteps, creaking wood, old barn doors. There's even some harassment from the strangers. They beat on the walls and stuff like that. That kind of just adds to the ambiance.
What I liked about this movie here, so basically in the beginning, you find out that the couple that came to the summer house, something happened at the wedding reception that called off the marriage. I think that Liv Tyler, I think her name was Jordan in the movie, got some cold feet.
Kristen.
What's that?
Kristen and Jamie.
Jamie, okay. Got some cold feet and called off the marriage, but she still has feelings for the guy. But of course the guy's pissed off, but he wants to go through.
Upset. And they're and at one point they're actually about to get busy. Yes,
and this is my point that I was about to bring up. So one of the strangers, if you will, goes to the door, knocks on it. There's no people in the house for some reason. They open the door, the lights turned off, the front porch, the light's not working. Turns out, it looks like the girl twisted the light bulb off, so you couldn't see her face. So it made it more scary for the couple when they talked to her.
Yeah, I enjoyed that because right after she leaves, Jamie twist the light bulb back into position once again. And there's a lot of like subtle build up to the movie, from her cell phone going missing, or Kristen's cell phone going missing, to the sudden buildup of smoke from the fireplace.
And then
she takes the smoke alarm off of the ceiling, and it's on the floor, and then she later finds it sitting in a chair.
Yeah. And this was after the fact that the girl came back, started pounding on the door, asking for the person again to see if they're home. Which, what I loved about this is kind of like a Home Alone at night feeling you get from it. You know, if you watch this by yourself, you kind of, you know, get in the same shoes as Liv Tyler. It makes you want to have a handgun at home.
Yeah, or in their case, a shotgun. I'm not sure what the entire timeline of the movie is supposed to take place, other than from 4 a.m. until dawn.
Yes.
But it happens in the wee hours of the morning, so it adds some suspense because, you know, it's very, very dark just before dawn.
And a few of the records, I kind of did a Shazam on the first song that they played. It was actually a Wilco song, which Wilco was pretty popular, I think, back in 2008. Not so much anymore now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There is a of the
record player.
The record player throughout the movie to add suspense. There's a point where the record player skips, and it just keeps repeating the same spot.
Yeah, trying to think. I know there's other movies that have done that, but I don't know if this movie was the first to do something with a record player. No, probably not.
It was the first, but it used it very well. The record player did a great job of masking any sounds coming from within the house because it was so loud. As a matter of fact, like any whimpering or noise that you hear from the protagonist as she is trying to hide or move around or whatever, it's almost substitute in comparison to the sound of the songs that are playing whenever they play on the record player.
Exactly. And speaking of that, the sound, the lighting, the camera angles I felt were really done really well with the lighting that they worked with. The times when Liv Tyler was crunched down, you really felt like you were, you know, right there sitting across from her in the movie.
Yeah. One of my favorite scenes is whenever she's hiding in the pantry.
Yeah.
And the only lighting that you can see on Liv is light coming from the kitchen. I think it's coming from like a light above the sink. The light is shining through the pantry door, and that's the only time that you can see her. And I think they did a really good job with creating atmosphere by doing that. You felt like you were in the closet with her. Yeah.
Very much like in Halloween when you're with
Jamie
Lee Curtis. Thank you.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, it is similar in a way to Halloween with the masks, the people wearing the masks, and they don't even speak really, except only a few times.
Yeah.
Was there anything that you disliked?
No. I think it did a great job as far as having a small cast of...
Yeah, wasn't there 6?
Roughly 6 people, 3 antagonists, 2 protagonists, and then 1 side character that only lasted for a few minutes. I think they did a good job at limiting the amount of screen time for the strangers. So they felt even more mysterious. You couldn't get a bead on if they were big or if they were small. How scary they were. It was any shot that you saw of them was primarily just a few seconds of each one of their masks, and then they were just doing creepy stuff the whole time.
Yes, and then speaking of the masks, I really liked the mask that they chose for this. One of them kind of reminded me of like the Scarecrows. One of the guys, the sack mask.
stack. The other two are like just two
plastic masks. The girls.
Masks. I had like this cult feeling to it. Like, why are these three people just going after? Like, what's their ulterior motive here, other than just to torture somebody?
Exactly. And then, since you brought that up, they took off their masks at the end, and it didn't seem like they noticed who they were. So they obviously were just random people.
Yeah. Yeah. And they did a great job of not showing the faces of the strangers after they take off their masks. So it's like it's a secret between Jamie and Kristen, who they really are, and the viewer never gets to see that. I think that's great.
Yeah, and then they said at the end, which one of the few dialogue scenes was, it'll be easier next time. So maybe they were thinking of making a sequel to this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's The Strangers. I enjoy the movie as well. This is going to be a new 13 Nights of Horror. I really enjoyed doing it last time with Evan. I'm sure he loved it as well. We are going to be having 12 more, so please stay tuned.
For the 13 Nights of Horror!
Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. This has been a Two Guys production.